And the best and the greatest day to be alive is today. And welcome to the Wise Hour. I'm your host, Jay Melane, also known as Wise. Well, we be dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. Family, I'm telling you right now, if you're looking for success, I have a author, a speaker, a pastor, or apostle. I have a man of God that right now is going to teach you sacred success. So get your pens, papers, iPad, whatever recording device you have. If you had to put this thing after you watch the show, put it back on replay, please do that because I'm telling you, 24 karat gold bars will be dropped indeed. So, but before we jump into the show, I need y'all guys to subscribe, hit the like button, and definitely share. Hey, we're a community here. And more you push this out, share, like, and stuff, more people will reach. And I want to thank each and every person who has subscribed, has shared, and also comment. I tell you, it means so much to me. All right, family, I'm not holding you up. I assume y'all guys are prepared. If not, be prepared because right now we're going to enter into sacred success. So, family, let's go.
At the Wise Hour, we break through the night, bringing knowledge fire, so hold on tight. Every episode, a story to unfold. We're turning every minute into gold.
And this is the place where we be dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. Hey, what's going on? Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, aka Speaker T. What up, though?
What up, Doe 313? You know it's the place to be. It's where God lives. What up, Doe Wise? The
What
man,
up,
the
though?
myth, too young to be a legend. He's making it happen. So to the world, ladies and gentlemen. I love that.
Come on.
And he got his blue, so I wore my blue for Wise. Y'all know how we
Hey
do.
man, I'm feeling the hat, brother. I'm feeling the hat. What's up with the hat there, man? Is that part of that after wear line you got, man?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Matter of fact, man, I don't have it with me. We created another one that we're going to put out. It's called Faith in Action. Faith in Action will be another line off of the line. You understand that we created with a whole. It's a guy. I love the way he runs, man. It's beautiful. So I said that'll
I
look
love the
nice.
hat. I want to bite you off that hat, brother. I love the hat. I love the hat. That blue right there. Blue my color. You know what I'm saying? So I
did it for
appreciate
you,
it.
Blue. I did it for you.
I appreciate it. And family, the links will be just below the like button. So in the description, just below the like button, just make sure you hit the like button as well. When you go down there and click on the link, they take you there to this amazing site. They get something at the well because I'm telling you, Speaker TV dropping 24 karat gold bars. Indeed, we call him the Triple OG, and this amazing man is an amazing multi-author of many books. And today we're going to talk about a special book that he just recently released. But before we jump into that discussion of that, in case you are new to the Wise Hour fam, who you join in, you want to know a little bit about this brother right here, I'm getting an opportunity to share who he is real quick. The microphone's yours, King.
Thank you, Jay Melane, aka as Wise, y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I am Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony Shannon. We say, well, I'm a prophet you can trust. I'm a dynamic business consultant, right? I work with leadership coaching from Westland, Michigan, matter of fact, with over 25 years of experience in corporate leadership and, of course, ministry. I empower leaders to break limitations and build what I call unshakable faith and lead with clarity, purpose, and generosity. We want people to learn how to lead, love, and give. And through my Leaders Live Generously Academy, that's exactly what we do. I've helped thousands of pastors, leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners, executives grow their income, expand their reach, and create faith-rooted legacies that blend together business and their belief. I don't believe it's one or the other. I believe it's both together. And so the results are this: over 3,000 leaders trained with me, under me, team seeing up to 60% revenue growth, and lives transformed through coaching, mentorship, and the prophetic insight. And listen, this ain't testimonies. We got testimonies. We got names. We got people. We can show it to you. And what in it for you? I know that's what you want to know. First of all, your confidence gets built, clarity, and then customized strategies that unlock your full potential spiritually, personally, financially, and business. If you're ready to elevate your leadership, turn adversity into advantage, why don't you connect with me? I'm here to help you win, but win in every area of your life. Leaders Live Generously Academy.com.
Come on now. With that 24 Karat Gold Bars dropped in the, and hey man, I like I said, family, the links will be below. I said links will be below the like button. So definitely check him out and everything he do, because this amazing man of God. Like I said, he don't talk about it, he be about it. And everybody who go through his program, they come out successful. Not just because, you just walked in, they gave you a piece of paper. They give you life principles, life things that you can apply to your life in every facet, especially business, especially organization, especially even your personal life, and everything will elevate from there. So, and also I'll call him a proud sponsor of the Wise Hour, because, he had been sponsoring this amazing podcast, and I appreciate that, and like I said, everything he does in excellence. He works in the spirit of excellence. So therefore, you align with him, guess what? The spirit of excellence will be applied to you as well. So we're going to talk about this amazing release of a book. I think you were, before the show, you were showing me a little, there you go. A copy of this amazing book is entitled, Success, Sacred Success, and Unlocking Your God-Given Prosperity, from Dr. Anthony D. Shannon. So with that being said, what inspired you to write that amazing book?
Thank you so much, Wise, for that question. And, what really inspired me was watching so many believers, right, talk about, or the lack of talking about, their struggle with lack or struggle with things they were dealing with financially, and just other things that I kept hearing them, and mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And while sitting on divine potential, many of them were having conversations that really they didn't realize came from our forefathers or the oppressor of religious rhetoric. And it has nothing to do with biblical. And so I said, man, while sitting there, I said, I want to break the myth and debunk that success and spirituality are not at odds, right? Sacred success is born to bridge the gap. It's about aligning what I call biblical principles with practical, pragmatic steps that people really can walk in their God-given prosperity without guilt, shame, fear, or confusion, right? And then I believe it's time that we stop surviving and start thriving according to kingdom standards and kingdom principles, that it's not off limits to talk about God and money. No, you need both.
You got that right. We need both. And I love the way you talk about this is the best way I want to describe it. Is we got so many concepts and so many things out there, but we are not directed to follow the right path. We hear so many doctrine of you can do it this way, so many doctrine do this way. And I love how you approach, saying you, and sometimes what we do the separating, we call it church and state and all that stuff like that. But actually all these things work together.
That's right.
And the thing about what this book is, you do the fine balance of aligning things up to realize there are God principles in things, but also aligning to real life applications and Absolutely. How you merge those together. I think that's amazing how that book goes. So I want to add this right here, because you thought you had something that when you open the book with we call Vineyard metaphor. What does that represent in the terms of abundance and divine inheritance?
Yeah, definitely as we begin to write and learn about writing, I learned that the Bible itself is made up of a lot of assemblies and metaphors. And so listen, as you put it, the vineyard metaphor, it does represent the terms of abundance, right? And divine inheritance, no question about it. The vineyard represents what God has already prepared for his children, the abundance that doesn't require performance or striving, right? Just stewardship. Whatever I give you, steward over it. You steward little, you do it good, you'll be getting more. So the vineyard grows because it's rooted and pruned and then cultivated, right? Likewise, our abundance flows when we understand we've already inherited something sacred, So the vineyard now speaks to our portion, not earned, but the world system, but granted by covenant. Let me give you an example of what that looks like.
Okay.
My son in my home, right, growing up, I'm the vineyard, okay? They're connected to me. So they live in my house, don't pay no rent, don't pay nothing, don't buy no food. Yet they all go in the refrigerator and pull out food and eat it, cook it like it's nothing, right? They don't earn that. They ain't working. Well, Dad, I gotta go cut the grass, but you gotta give me 50 push-ups. Okay, you gotta eat some toast. Okay, I need you to do a backwards flip. Okay, it ain't on performance, right? It's inheritance. They just go get it. That's exactly what I'm trying to show with the vineyard.
Come on now. I love the breakdown because you think about you know what I'm saying? And then and then that's a unique way to look at it. I didn't think of it like that. That's actually a unique way of doing that. And actually thinking about the inheritance and the inheritance that we actually own, and then it goes back beginning to the mindset. Absolutely. What do you know? It go back to the mindset. If you think you have to perform something, you're outside, you're not actually working into the right process and flow, which cause confusion. And when you cause confusion, therefore you actually make I call it miscalculation or not a proper decision how to manage something. Okay, I pick it up what you putting down. Speaking to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm picking it up, brother. So with that being said, you said that the gates, now you have mentioned this, but you say that your gates was never locked.
That's right.
How can people recognize they has been have been living like that way, that the gates are locked?
Well, here's the deal. You sold a house before. You sell a house, right? Everything's locked, but right in the front they have a lock box. Yes. You got the code, you open it up, there's the key, you get on in, right? Most of these things have a lock box on it and you already got the code. So people are already holding themselves back from entering into the gate, and there's a lock box there and they got the code. So people are praying right at the gate for breakthrough, but never walk through and punch the code because they believe the lie that they're disqualified. Well, Doc, just go look at the dang up thing. Then go walk. You got the key, and they won't walk in there. So they allow fear, religion, or past failures to act like lock gates. No, I say the gate was never locked, and it was in your mind. Right? It was a mindset that needed the key, but the key is in the lockbox. You got the code. You know that you've been living like the gates are locked in your mind because it's a barrier. But barriers are meant to be broken. All right. So what happens is you constantly and consistently asking for permission to get in a house or get into something to prosper instead of standing in your authority, punch the code, get the key, and walk in. It's yours, right? Why are you waiting? Let me explain to you. We drive cars all the time. When we're on freeways, different portions of the freeway have different speed limits. They're called barriers. We call them gates, okay? A gate is a barrier, but it's only a bait gate or a barrier to the portion of you accepting it. It's every day. People go beyond 35 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour. But you saw the sign, you saw the barrier, you saw the gate. In your mind, you go beyond it all the time. Well, you have to take the same scenario and say, listen, there's nothing limiting me, stopping me from moving into the prosperity, the peace, the love, the joy that is already given to me, and I have inherited it. Why don't I go ahead and just walk in it instead of acting like I can't? It's all in your mind.
All in your mind.
You are watching The Wise Hour with J. Melane Wise.
You are watching The Wise Hour with J. Melane Wise.
You're watching The Wise Hour with J. Melane Wise.
You're listening to The Wise Hour with Jay Wise. Have you not subscribed? Have you not told somebody else? Are we not commenting? We're on The Wise Hour. What are we doing?
you bring up something. I listened to you on another podcast. It was an amazing podcast that you did. That you actually explained the situation where you essentially mentioned the home standpoint, that you were looking for you're looking to the home standpoint, but this had come to conversation because also who you align with too.
That's
But
correct.
the person you aligned with was the realtor, but the person didn't have the right mindset, and they were trying to bring a belief on you because you're like, no, I believe I can do more than this.
That's right.
But the other person said, no, you going beyond my limitations.
That's
So
correct.
so with that, I think a lot of us, especially in our community, we allow other people to put them barriers on us and have us believe in something that may not be actually true for our lives. So if you could actually, I don't know I did a good job explaining that, but you can tell me the scenario of that story because you mentioned on another podcast, and how as people, how we can break through the barriers.
Yeah, here's the deal, man. Many people believe that prosperity or success or moving to the next level is for that other person. It's for other people, it ain't for us, right? And they believe that. And so then what happens is they get a limited mindset and allow limiting belief systems to get inside of them. And then they then project that upon you while you're trying to believe for everything that is given to you and everything that is stated, that all you got to do is receive it and go for it with your belief. And so here we were trying to believe for a home to get out of a bungalow, right? Our first home was a bungalow, but we're moving into our second home. And so people were saying the normal way is you move out of a bungalow and you move into the next level. Well, that bungalow only cost us, I think at the time, $45,000, right? So here we are now trying to move into a $200,000 house. Well, that's about right, right? But everything we looked at from 150 to 200, it didn't suit us. It didn't suit us. So I told the lady, we need to go beyond 200. She said, okay, what you want to look at? 250, 260? I said, yeah, that's great. I said, but let's do it larger than that. Let's go 250. I mean, anywhere from 200 all the way to 300. She's like, 300? Yes, 300. She goes, you're coming from a bungalow. I said, what does that mean? Most people don't do that. They only step from there to here to here. Then you keep progressing. I said, that's true. That sounds very good. And so what I've learned is never let somebody else's limitation thought become your limitation thought. And so I said to her, nah, we're going to go look. And as we looked, we found out that was her limit. She couldn't go no further than that. So we got to like houses at 280, and that was it for her. She was like, oh no, we can't go beyond that. Y'all in a bungalow, always trying to tell us what we can't. I said, ma'am, listen, first of all, it's not your money. Second of all, why you counting my money? You don't know what I can or cannot do. Your job is to show it. She didn't want to do it. So I fired her. I said, listen, you're fired because I cannot have that toxic thought process interfere with me and cause me to back up or doubt. No, ma'am, I'm sold out on this. I know what I'm looking for when it jump at me. She said, well, you about to go to 300,000. Yes, I am. And guess what? Another realtor came. We had a conversation. He took us to these places for 300 up to $475,000. And I'm like, this is great. Oh, I loved it. And then we found new construction that we could build a home the way we want it. I said, I want dual staircase. I want to be able to, go down the stairs up and down. I wanted it that way, not just round. No, I want to be able to go up and come down on the back. I want to dual up and down. I'll go to the back, come. You understand? I had it all designed. And guess what? We built our home. And the house was $410,000 from moving out of a bungalow, our first home, or $45,000 into a $410,000 home. It can be done if you believe, because it's already there. And then I negotiated everything else. I negotiated the sprinkler system. I negotiated the landscape, the trees. I negotiated the basement floor. I wanted it coated just like I saw on the model. I negotiated so much stuff that the lady who agreed to it, apparently the builders, when they flew into town, was so mad they fired her. and was trying to tell me, how did you do that? How did you get her? I said, sir, you don't get what you deserve. You only get what you negotiate. And I negotiate.
Come on now. 24 karat gold bars dropped indeed. So the important lesson here, family, know what you want. Know what you want. Because the other thing is, like you said, I wanted a staircase that can go up and go down back in. I wanted this flow to happen this way. Oh, I'm building my home. And once this stuff got exposed to you, it's all about exposure. Once this stuff is exposed to you, say, okay, I want bungalow, but I got option. I can customize and build the way I want to. Once you got the knowledge, you took advantage of that knowledge. And like you said, you communicate, you negotiated what are you designed to have out of the deal. And unfortunately, whatever happened, limitation, not knowing stuff can impact you. So understand what you want, understand how to negotiate to make things happen. Have the mindset. That's a very key point right there, Speaker T. Have the mindset that abundance is there and that you will have the abundance in here. And that definitely is sacred success. Come on now, brother. You dropping 24.
No question about it.
Come on. Woo, I love it. So with that being said, what is the biggest lie people believe about prosperity and how do they unlearn it?
Yeah, the biggest lie I think that people have is that prosperity is money. Prosperity is money, or it's only money. And that's not true, right? Prosperity, or they believe that prosperity is for others or reserved for others, like the elite, those that are high level. Well, that's for them. Look, that ain't for me. That ain't nobody like us down here. No, see, or that they say, well, they were born wealthy. They mama had something. That ain't for me. See, but the kingdom prosperity isn't reserved for a select few. It is released to anyone who can believe for it. So what we've learned is that certain people can have this and you can't. But now that the kingdom is here, guess what? There's no longer no separation. Black folks over here drink the water. White folks over here drink the water. Black folks, you come in the back door. And white folks, that's all broke down. It's separated, right? The kingdom taught us this. It's been released in our hands. So a person have to unlearn that lie by renewing their mind with truth and with accepting that they can have whatever they can believe for, right? And God takes pleasure. The Bible tells us this. If a person is a believer or they believe in the word, then all they got to do is go to Psalms 35 and 27. And it tells us that God takes pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. So that means God don't even have a problem with you with prosperity. And most people lie is God he don't want you to have that, the Mother Teresa mentality or the other mentality, right? No way, brother. Listen, even Mother Teresa, believe what I tell you, they gave her millions and millions of dollars to go feed people in these other countries. Okay. So if she believed in no money, then she wouldn't even receive donations. Okay. All right. So that ain't even true. The Pope receives millions of dollars. Come on, somebody. All right. So when we see wealth as a tool to serve a purpose rather than something to chase just to put on ourselves, then everything changes. We don't pursue prosperity just to put on ourselves. We position ourselves for it in order to help and to be able to have a house where someone can go spend the night at or stay at because they're in need. And it's about helping. It's about leading, then loving, then giving. That's what it's about. That's how we got to break the lie.
Come on now. 24 karat gold bars drop indeed. I love it. And gave you some scripture references there too. So your brother wrote those down. One of my favorite scriptures also in like Mark 9. And Jesus said, all things are possible for those who believe.
That's right.
He put a standpoint, it's a possibility. It's all possible if you believe in it. So what is your belief? What is your belief method? Who you believe in or you doubting all the time? Do a self-check. As I was saying, is you always talking negative? Why are you talking negative? Or do you believe in a greater cause, a greater purpose? Like you said, the prosperity not for you just to put on, just wear it and so that It's for service. Who are you here to help in this process we call life? And this is what this whole show about the Wise Hour is about. It's about to empower and to inspire, but it's the thing about life. Who you're here to serve in life and help that. And this right here is one of the things of being part of success is understanding your mindset, understanding your servitude, and how to use the prosperity to not just gain for self, but to be able to bless others. Come on, speaking to you, just starting somebody in that. Come on now.
You talking good here. Excuse me. Got something in my throat. I've been trying to get it out all day, but you know what's amazing, Wise, is that people's mentality have been taught by previous mentalities. So the previous mentalities, even in the United States of America, I mean, think about it. At one time, they're saying that African-American men and people were not even fully human, were not even fully men. 1/3 of them, and that was a lie. That was false, right? But that was the mentality. So we don't want you to have anything. You're not worthy of anything. So people would sing songs like, "Father, please don't pass me by," while others are calling, "Don't pass me by," as if we don't qualify to talk to God. You follow me? So that mentality caused us to be limited in what we expect and what we pursue. But I'm here to tell you all of that. Let's debunk that. Let's eradicate that, like with a vengeance, okay? And let's show us that it's given to all who would just believe, as Wise said. And if you got enough belief, I love the way the United Negro College Fund says it. They said, whatever you can conceive, you can achieve. If you can believe it, Doc, you can achieve it, because the mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Come on now. Even with the quote, you're dropping 24 karat gold bars. Indeed. Come on now, man. I'm saying, I don't have to buy one of them hats. Man. I'm telling you that right now. All right, brother. Oh my gosh, man. This has been amazing so far. And in chapter 1, it's called Wealth and the commitment to change everything. Yes. What does commitment look like?
Oh my goodness, man. You know what I love about this? Let me just read it to you. It says this from John Paul Sartre. He said, commitment is an act, not a word. See, picture this. You're standing in the middle of a barren wasteland, a place so dry, so hostile. It dares you to try. Beneath the cracked earth lies a treasure so massive, it could change your bloodline forever. However, here's the kicker. You got to dig for it. There are no signs. There's no guarantees, just your grit against the odds. You know, most folk won't even start, Wise. The sand whispers lies. You know what? It's too hard. It's not for you. You know you'll fail. But there's always that one, like Anthony Shannon, the relentless soul who picks up the shovel, daring to rewrite their destiny with every swing. You see, wealth doesn't respect weakness. It doesn't bow to wishful thinking. Wealth is a battle, and only those who are bold enough to fight for it will ever taste it. You know, you can't pray it out. You can't talk it out. You can't complain your way out of it. You've got to show up, put in the work, and crush it every single day. And you got to crush every excuse that tries to stop you from moving to your goal, moving to your next, and moving. So commitment is a decision to trust God's system over the world system called hustle. It's about surrendering to divine order, putting purpose before profit, stewardship before splurging, and giving before getting. It looks like consistency in tithing or teruma or what they call tzedakah, intentional budgeting, sowing seeds, even when it's uncomfortable, and refusing to make fear-based financial decisions. See, true wealth starts when you commit to becoming better and commit to becoming who God called you to be, because the blessing flows through identity, not through activity. Miles Monroe said it this way: if you find what you were called to do, is called purpose. Your purpose you can't be fired from. Your purpose they can't lay you off from, because your purpose is your work, and your work was what brings the money to pay you every day. And that's what people need to do. Not a job. A job is where you can get some money, but it's also where you can get fired from, but not your purpose. The commitment to finding your purpose so you can live your life and be a blessing to other folk and add value. That's commitment. Leaders don't wait for change. They create it. Champions don't walk alone. They stand together in faith in this great collaboration. This is your invitation to the Leaders Live Generously Prayer Breakfast of Champions, a gathering of visionaries, believers, and world changers. Where? I'm telling you, 32747 Grand Travis, August 30th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. It will be a morning of revelation, restoration, and renewed strength. Isaiah 40:31 says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They'll mount up with wings as eagles. You know it's your time to soar. I need you to come expecting divine encounters, prophetic impartation, kingdom connections that will shift your life forever. Don't miss this moment with destiny, because when leaders pray, heavens move. I want to see you there. Click now on the link. This is Dr. Prophet Anthony Shannon signing out. I'll see you in the place.
Commitment to find your purpose and to add value. 24 karat gold bars dropped in the. I'm telling you right now, fam, I know your bags are full right now. You know, it should be weighted right now. When you try to pick that thing up, you know, you struggling a little bit. Because those are solid gold bars right there. Come on now. Speaking to you, he's the triple OG. And I'm telling you right now, he's dropping that true value in life right there, man. Come on now. All right, I'm feeling. We're gonna move on this one. You talked about faith meeting action. That's what you just talked about. You just talked about this right now. You're talking about the commitment, really faith meeting action.
Yes, sir.
What are some practical ways someone can start activating that faith in their finances?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question too. First of all, we need to know what is faith, right? The scriptures in Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. Where we've got it confused and where we've got it confused and of course convoluted is from this perspective. That faith comes from the Greek word pistis. Pistis means to believe, a strong conviction of believing in something. All right. So he says now faith is the substance of things. So substance comes from the Greek word hypostasis. Hupo means to be under, right? Under. Hupo is under, right? Like submarine is under. So stasis means to stand. So he says your belief, right? Now faith is the substance. Your belief must be able to stand under any ridicule, anybody that coming against you, anything to try to back you up, cause you to quit. When people say, you're going to make me lose my religion, and you don't have no good religion, right? You're going to make me lose my faith, then you don't have no faith. Because faith is a belief so strong that you'll be able to stand under any pressure that come your way. That's number one. So if you believe that whatever you're believing for. Now remember, faith is the substance of things. So the thing, let's look at it from writing, is a noun. What's a noun? A person, a place, or a thing. So people say, a car isn't in the Bible. A house ain't in the Bible, but it is. I mean, it is in there. Why? It's under thing. A person, place, or thing is in the Bible. So if I can believe for a noun, a person, place, or thing, I can have it. No matter what it is, I can have it. And there's steps for me to go get it if I can believe for it, because faith isn't passive. It moves. It's like currency. So number one, you want to work on your money, then you got to start with what God says do. You first got to become a tither. What's a tither? That's 10% of your income. But the Jewish people have figured it out. They call it tzedakah. Tzedakah is what is called a teruma, or an oblation offering. That's 5% off the top before you give a tithe. The tithe is 10%. That's 5%. Then an offering is 5%. So the Jewish people live off of the first 20%. They give it away, and they live off 80%. right? Most folk eat 100% of their money. They don't help. They don't go sow it into charity. They don't tithe. They do nothing. They just eat it up. And that's where the problem starts. They eat up all their money, right? And so you have to start tracking where you're spending your money, right? Because faith without financial awareness is foolishness. Number two, you got to name your financial goals in prayer and then create a plan that reflects what you prayed for. You will never know if this worked if you don't try it. You don't know if tithing worked if you don't do it. You'll never know, okay, I'm going to sow this seed over here and I want to sow it for A, B, C. I always tell people, you got to give the seed an assignment. Now faith is the substance of things. So what's the thing that you're hoping for? Hope is expectation, helping others pursue. Expect. What are you expecting? I'm expecting a car. I'm expecting a house. I'm expecting a promotion. All right. So that's what you're sowing your seed for. Okay. You're sowing it for the house. You're sowing it for the blah, 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 blah. Right. So you write it down. You keep track. If God told you to start a business, open the EIN, make the call, build the first offer, do something, but don't just sit around. Well, it's going to happen one day. Oh, well, no, I'm looking for a job. Well, how many resumes you put out? None. You're not going to get the job. Well, I got faith. No, you don't. You got foolishness. Okay. So you've got to move and sow where you want to grow. That's kingdom economics. Jewish people are big on it. They said it does sound foolish that if I give something away, that I'll gain more, right? Because most people say, no, I got a pie, hold on to the pie. But in Jewish economy and Bible economy, he says, no, give it away first. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall what? Men give to your bosom. You get back more, believe it or not. This is why Bill Gates started whatever it is, the nonprofit he created for billionaires. You have to be a billionaire. They have to make sure you're a billionaire. They got to prove all your assets to make you a bit. Then you can fill this form out and be a part of their community that promises to give away 90% or 100% of all their money to charity, to churches, before they leave this earth, or at the moment that they leave, they have it already written to give it away to all these charities. They must know something in order for them to want to do that. Amen. But most people who don't have money hold on to 100% of it, eat 100% of it, and have nothing. Where they give away the top 20% and it's gone. Let me give you this last fact too.
Come on now.
Every year, Forbes put out a Fortune 400 for billionaires, right? Fortune 400 for billionaires. In that list of billionaires, 45% of all of those names are Jewish. From Mark Zuckerberg, Jewish, right? Michael Dell, Jewish, right? Elon Musk, all of these guys, their names is on it. They're Jewish. Now here's the kicker. 45% of them is on there, but guess how many African Americans on there? And we got some folk that's some billionaires. It's less than 1%, maybe 0.3% of the names that are African American on that list. And I believe it's because they don't do no charity giving. They do nothing with their money. Snoop Dogg, P. Diddy, all these guys with billions of dollars do nothing of charity with their money. I'm convinced. That's faith in action, my brother. Practical way.
Woo, 24 Karat Gold Bars dropped indeed. Come on now. I know y'all guys excited as y'all sitting there writing, you know what I'm saying, and jumping and clapping at the same time. But like you said, you had to give it an assignment. You got to have the seed. And also, like you said, and I learned this from the amazing Dr. Miles Monroe as well. And he explained it as it's management.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If you're able to manage, like you said, the tithe, if you're able to manage the 10%, that means you know how to manage the 90%. And as you going forward, if you know how to manage the 20%,
that's right.
That means you know how to manage the 80%.
It's
all about mindset and how you appropriate things out and believing in giving, and should be given back unto you. Come on now. You preach. You already
on a mission. I'm on a mission, brother. I feel it's my life mission. To teach this and to debunk it. I promise you, with all that's in me, because I worked in corporate space for over 30 years, and I'm telling you, it's been cutthroat. one after another. They'll throw you under the bus to get your job, take your job. But here's the problem. When they get promoted, wise, there's nobody to take their spot. So even though they push to get the promotion, they have not worked on nobody. They have nobody in succession, right? So now they got to go outside to look for somebody to come in, and people that's been working there saying, what about me? What happened? How did I get overlooked? Because of this mindset of greed. No give, no love, no leading. It's just take. Look at our current leadership. Same thing, right? Same thing. It's the same philosophy that needs to be broke, and we have to do it one leader at a time.
Come on now. 24 Karat Gold Bars dropped indeed. And since you're talking about breaking something right now, I got a question for you. What does breaking the bank of limitation means in real life application?
Well, hey, listen, we talked about it before, and it's called mindset, right? We're talking about mindsets. The mindsets that most people have is scarcity mindsets. They don't have overflow mindsets. And scarcity is always saying, well, look, we ain't got but a little bit. Or when I was younger, my mother, she had 3 of us. And then when her and my youngest brother's dad, who married her, when they separate, now she's trying to figure out how to pay and how to do this. Well, guess what? All I wanted was some Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. And she would say, we ain't got no Frosted Flake money. Oh, okay. Well, can I get some Kellogg's peanut butter Captain Crunch? Boy, we ain't got no peanut butter. So I'm thinking money is divided. Kellogg's Frosted Flake money. Okay, we don't have that. Okay, we don't even have the Captain Crunch money. Okay, well, what do we got money for? Okay, well, just wait till they bring the little box. All right, and then from that box, you'll be able to get some cornflakes out of it. That cornflake, as soon as you put milk on it, it turned soggy. I said, this ain't that cornflake. I don't know what this is, right? I'm thinking that's how it was. Scarcity mindset. When I understood that I can really have what it is that I believe I can have, and I can do it by breaking the mindset of limitation that I had on myself. I remember a time I said, well, I'll never buy no shoes over $50. I'm gonna find me some shoes, brother. This is my mindset. My shoes, my shoes, when I saw the shoes that really, for my wide feet, double D's, they were Meslins. Well, Meslins was like $200 some and up. I was like, oh, I'll never buy them. Well, my mother said, well, then have some hurt feet then. Have some corns, have some bunions, because you wearing shoes you don't need. She said, and every good man need a good pair of shoes. That's how I started getting into good shoes, especially when I met my wife. She was like, boy, you better get you some shoes. What's wrong with you, right? Then we got into other shoes, and then, going up to the shoes, right? Once I broke that off of my mindset, I started telling myself, I deserve to have what I desire. And I started working, and I started getting what I wanted and getting what I desired. And so I knew if I was going to marry somebody like my wife, they had to have the same thing. If a woman could not meet me where I was, the same way a woman want a man to meet her where she is, right? I knew they wasn't. You told me that's too much. Oh, you ain't for me. Oh no, you got a limiting mindset. Mine is not a limiting mindset. Mine's an overflow mindset.
Ooh, okay. Say that again. What kind of mindset?
Overflow. I believe in abundance. You hear me? And I believe in it. When you have abundance, you got overflow. Let me tell you one thing, Wise. I hated this, or I know I shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it. We would go to church, and they would have food, and they would have the food out, and these ladies be over there and give you one chicken. Give you one. I say, well, can I get 2? Well, no, you can't get 2, and we gotta make sure everybody get it. And by the time everybody get it, they ran out. And I was a little kid, and I used to say, Mom, why don't the church have more than this? Baby, they trying to get money. They struggling. I said, Mom, this ain't good. I said, this ain't good. So when I became a minister, an elder, and especially my own church, I told them even then, it's got to be abundance. Whatever I put on got to be abundance. When I got married, I wanted it abundant. I said, everybody sitting down getting plates. If they want another one, give them another one. I said, just whoever asks for it, give it to them. You might as well do the buffet. I don't want a buffet. not for my marriage. I want them to eat whatever they want in full. I want them to understand I'm creating overflow, not scarcity.
Overflow. Woo! Come on now. Woo! 24 karat gold bar dropped in the. I need a microphone. Just go ahead and just drop it. You know, a gold microphone, just drop it. Woo! All about the mindset and all the mindset. But see, and you identify something. You saw something in your childhood that wasn't right. And what we do as believers, we take situation and saying that it's the status quo. And we realize that Christ came to give us life and life more abundance.
Yes, sir.
Only the enemy steals and kills and destroys. So you got to look at the situation. If you're lacking in something, is that the enemy working or that is Christ working?
That's
and
right.
if you have the ability of Christ in you, what are you using the power of Christ for you to walk in abundance and cause abundance to happen? What you decided to do is, I saw this. This is not what God called to be. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk in the overflow mindset, even when you're young. So when you put yourself in position, let me sure I said that. When you put yourself in position, you're able to cause change. When you're able to cause change, you set an environment that people can see the example of the overflow, which will change their mindset so they can operate in overflow themselves. Come on now.
That's right. I'm trying to tell you. See, if we're not willing to confront the internal ceilings that stop us from receiving more than in real life, then it's when someone says, you can't afford that. God is my secret judge. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I went to California for the first time years ago. Matter of fact, I was on The Price is Right, all of that. I even won on The Price is Right. That's a whole nother story. But I was in a Rodeo Drive, right? Now, I ain't never been there. I don't know how it goes. I walk into the store, right? They let me in. I have to push the button. They let me in. I'm walking around. And I said, wow, this is very nice. So I called the guy over because they didn't even come over and say nothing. They just sit over there. So I called the guy over and I said, hey, how much is this suit right here? He turned and looked at me with this weird eye. He didn't say anything. I said, did you hear what I said? I said, okay, forget that. What about this shirt? He said, sir, I just want you to know this store is called such and such and such. And the reason we don't have tags on them is because if you have to ask how much it costs, it's obvious you can't afford it. So I would ask you to leave right now. I said, all right, fine. I walked in, the next door was Gucci. I said, listen, I want a Gucci watch. Show me your Gucci watches. The lady said, can you afford it? I said, ma'am, don't ask me that again. I said, you're the second one that's going to ask me that question. I said, don't ever count my money. All right, show me the watches. Showed me a watch. I said, I want that one right there. She said, okay, that'll be at $250. I said, no problem. I paid cash and bought the Gucci watch. I went back into the other store and said, don't ever tell me what I can't afford. All right. I back then had to break limiting beliefs. You got to be able to confront it instead of agreeing with the people. No, you got to ask yourself the question, how can I position myself to afford it? It's recognizing the limitations isn't always about lack. It is always about your mindset. Break the bank just isn't about cash. It's about demolishing the belief that you ain't worthy of it. You're not qualified. You're not capable. The devil is a lie. When your faith grows, your belief grows. That means your option grows. And when your option grows, you get more money. And when you get more money, you get more options.
Woo! Come on now. 24 karat gold bars dropped indeed. And I mean indeed. Come on now. Oh, this is getting good. This is getting good. I got two more questions that I need to make sure I ask so they get a full what we call platter information they can take with them. That was good. That was good stuff right there. All right. You mentioned the you making the sacred code of prosperity. What are 1 to 2 keys from that code that people can implement today?
Yeah, first of all, is this There's two roads in life, believe it or not. There is a road that leads to life. There's a road that look like it leads to life, but it leads to death or trouble and issues. So in other words, you can create your own path of success, or you could go and walk the path that God has already created for us of success. And that one of the keys is partnering with God. So God, I can have him as a partner. Having God as a partner is like having Elon Musk or Oprah Winfrey as a partner, right? And they tell you to go buy whatever you want to buy. And somebody look at you and say, well, I don't think you can afford it. You say, yeah, Oprah backing me or Elon backing me, and you got the letter. And they can call and verify it. Oh, excuse me, you can get whatever you want then. Why? Because they know you got the backing. So your partnership with God allows you a code that stops separating your finances from your faith walk. Instead of looking at just your account, you also got to look at his account, right? So you pray over your bank account like you do your family or anybody else's, because you're partnering with God, and God will let you know, yeah, you can have that. Or no, not right now. No, don't do that right now. Do this, right? Another is a key is discipline. You got to have discipline. Discipline in the delay. Let me give you an example. I wanted a Range Rover. I wanted the big boy. So I'm like, I'm about to buy that big boy. But then I realized as I was getting ready to do it, I was walking, I saw it, I pointed it out. The guy, he sold it to me. He got the color. He called me, and I realized something. I said, wait a minute. If I get the Range Rover, my wife is driving this other truck, and I heard it so clearly, crystal clear. Delay that and go buy your wife a Mercedes. So I said, okay, I'm going to delay that. Discipline is in the delay, right? So I delayed it, and I said, babe, what you think about a Mercedes for you? So we went and picked out what she wanted. I thought she would pick this other one. No, she picked this other one, okay? I said, well, you don't like that one? I knew it was in my budget, right? She's like, no, I want that. And you know, and I said, okay. So I sat there, and the man said, yeah, we can make that happen. It's going to be a little bit more. So I said to him, I remember dealing with negotiating cars in the past. And I said, listen, how much money do I need to put down to get this car monthly payment to this? He said, X amount. I said, okay, great. Let's do the deal. So he said, he called me up. He said, how do you want to do the down payment? You want me to roll it in? I said, no, if I roll it in, I'm higher. I asked you, I said, I'll be cash. I'll bring cash. So I brought him stack of cash straight up, $5K, bam. And I told him, because I'm bringing cash, I need you to negotiate. I said, I want to negotiate, but I need you to do it if you want it. Here, you see the cash. It's $5K right here. I need you to take where we bring the car in on a monthly basis or whatever, and she don't have to pay for it. I said, I want you to do a pre-maintenance package. He's like, that's about $4,000. I said, here go $5 right here, bro. So I negotiate, put the $5,000, lower the note, and he threw in the pre-maintenance package. So every time she took the car, and she ain't got to pay a dime. I don't care what was wrong with it. She didn't pay a dime. And the oil change for it was like $200, right? And then they got all this stuff that she never had to pay. I negotiated it, bro, straight up. It's called discipline in the delay, right? Overflow doesn't mean excess right away. It means stewarding what you have like you're expecting more. Track it, negotiate it, budget it, and gotta honor it.
Come on now. 24 Karat Gold Bars dropped indeed. And I was saying you have a heart to listen and don't be selfish. You could have been selfish the whole mile and say, you know what, I'm getting this Range Rover mile or what. But no, you, like you said, you heard it clearly.
I heard it clear.
And then you went and cleared it, and then you blessed your wife with this standpoint. And you did not limit, you didn't even limit thought, oh, she did, okay, she gonna get this one. Oh no, she tried to get the other one. I didn't know why.
Because you know she's gonna drive it anyway. The kids gonna drive it. They got access.
Yes, it's inheritance. They got access to it.
Come on.
Yes. Yes. The Lord gave me this over a year, almost over a year ago. Communication is the tool of life. So
There it
family,
is.
work on your communication. Work on your
There it is.
communication and be able to negotiate deals when someone make an offer or a product. Be able to make a negotiation. Some things you'll be able to get a negotiation on. Some things don't. But if you don't, be able to be willing to walk away or be
That's
able
it.
to accept the fact. So it is
That's
what it
it.
is. But
It
willing to
is
make
what it is.
it is
These
what it
are
is. I love
principles of life, man, that'll bless you. Amen. And bless your family, bless people. If they utilize them and implement them, they can be helped right away for sure.
Oh, that one talking about. And I was picking, we're going to get you back on here again, Speaker T, to actually keep on dropping 24 Karat Gold Bars. And I know we're going to bring some up towards the end of the show, because
Yes,
you
sir.
got some other projects that you're actually working on. So with that being said, I got one more question to ask you. Define the word life and what the life
wow.
means to you.
You know, we always tell you life, and life. That's what it is. I am the meaning of life, right? You define life. Either you're going to live it to the fullest, and you're going to live it to the fullest to where you empty out everything. You can't empty out everything if you don't have a mindset to add value to people. The more you give and the more you give away, the more you get back. I am the meaning of life. Love your life, enjoy your life, but really remember, lead, love, and give.
Lean, love, and give. Come on now. 24 Karat Gold Bars. Indeed. All right. Speaking to definitely that brother, boy. I tell you, man, you fired me up on this one, man. This has been a good podcast. So in case I know people are interested, in case they want to get in contact with you, want to know more, what how can they get in contact with you, and also list what other projects you're working on?
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, you know, the process of change is now. This is what the cover looks like. It's coming out October 4th. So we'll be releasing this as well. Man, it's such another good project. It took me 4 years to do this one, and I'm excited about it. The process of change is now coming out in October. I want to thank all those that purchased Sacred Success. It was such a great success and launch. It still is. People are still commenting on it. We got great reviews coming of people that's read it, so we're excited about that. They can get all that on Amazon.com. They can also go to our website, right? We have the church website, which is the Victory Church, int.org. They got Amazon, of course. You can also reach us at the Leaders Live Generously Academy.com. We're on all social media platforms, which is Facebook, Anthony D. Shannon, right? You got Instagram, Anthony D. Shannon, LinkedIn, Anthony D. Shannon. You just got to put the Anthony D. Shannon and you will find me all over there. Also, we want to invite people to our Prayer Breakfast of Champions, all right? Prayer Breakfast of Champions, August the 30th and 31st. Saturday is the brunch that we're going to have. Sunday is a fellowship, and we got speakers, singers. It's going to be a great time. Swag bag. People are going to leave with the Millionaire Flow booklet with details in it. It's just going to be amazing. They can go to prayerbreakfastofchampions.com. Sign up for that. Do not hesitate and wait. Tickets are going fast. All right. The tickets are $197. But it comes with all of that stuff we're talking about. It's going to be amazing. You're going to meet people. You're going to be able to network. We're going to make it happen. It's going to be, oh man, the speakers are dynamic. Matter of fact, Delano's coming in. He's going to speak. We've got some other great dynamic speakers coming from all over the country. This is going to encourage leaders, entrepreneurs. It's going to encourage you in any form of way. If you got a business, if you're a woman leader, a male leader, young leader, listen, we got the tools for you. And then everybody's leaving with a prayer over their business and a prophetic word. It's going to be outstanding. We call it Leaders Live Generously Prayer Breakfast of Champions. Go check us out, man. It's going to be awesome. August 29th through the 31st. Amen.
Come on now. If you didn't know, now you know. Come on now. Now, all right, now definitely check out the links just below the like button. Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, again, thank you for coming and blessing the Wise Hour. And also, man, the incredible work you're doing. Continue to do this incredible work. And it's really, really making what I call a global change. So continue to do that, sir. So we appreciate everything you do. and get to come on back and make sure you get another invite before the second. You try to get your name before you do the launch of the second book, which will be around close to your birthday.
Come on now,
So,
get
you know
that
what I'm
book. Better get that book. Get that book. Get that book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get that book.
yeah, because when you get it, it's also going to bless your life. So definitely, Dr. Anthony Shannon, thank you again for being on the Wise Hour.
Bless you, man.
Come on now. Was that 24 karat gold dropped in did Dr. Anthony Shannon give you some valuable information? You learn a lot about how prosperity really truly works and how to have sacred success in the midst of that. So if you miss anything, definitely hit the replay and replay this again, share this with other folks, and I truly believe this will be a blessing to you as well. All right, family, I have a merch line, and this merch line is a great way to support the channel. Check out the link and you get the wear t-shirt, understand where you're going. 24 karat gold bars dropped in D, then other merchandise will be coming as well. So thank you, family, for all the support you have gave to me for supporting this channel. All right, family, love is a action word. While you're taking the time to love yourself, make sure you show love to someone else, and we'll see you next time on the Wise Hour. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. Take care and peace.
Help the needy, Shannon walks the path, guiding us through every storm. In his words we find the light, keeping faith keeps us warm. A prophet you can trust, with him we've gotta stay, leading with holy wisdom every single day. Through the darkness he will shine, showing us the way to go. With his guidance and divine, faith in us begins to grow. A prophet you can trust, with him we've gotta stay, leading with holy wisdom every single day. Through the darkness he will shine, showing us the way to go. With his guidance and divine, faith in us begins to grow. A prophet you can trust, with him we've gotta stay, leading with holy wisdom every single day. When we're all lost, he'll bring us near, wiping away every tear. In his hands there's no fear, his message loud and clear. A prophet you can trust, with him we've gotta stay, leading with holy wisdom every single day. When we're lost, he'll bring us near, wiping away every tear. In his hands there's no fear, his message